Hola, bienvenidos al primer tutorial de inglés de Global Language. I'm Emily, and today I'm going to help you deconstruct the English language. Okay, let's get started. There's 4 things you must remember when learning the English language: past, present, future, and conditional. Now, within these 4 are 4: simple, continuous, perfect, and perfect continuous. It's not that bad, really. Let's go over it one more time. Past, present, future, conditional, simple, continuous, perfect, and perfect continuous. Okay, so here we go. We're going to keep it simple. When studying the simple tense, you must remember your auxiliaries. What are auxiliaries? Let me show you. We have do, does, did, will, and would. Whenever you ask a question in simple tense, keep in mind ASI, auxiliary plus your subject plus infinitive. You also can divide these tenses into 2 categories. In one hand, you have your past and present, and in the other, you have your future and conditional. In the present and past, you only use the auxiliaries in questions and in negatives. Your negatives are don't, doesn't, and didn't. Also, you must remember, when you use an auxiliary, you must use an infinitive as well. There you have your past and present. Now, for your future and conditional, you must use the auxiliaries will and would. Remember, after the auxiliary must follow an infinitive. Your negative forms of will and would are won't and wouldn't. Okay, something that you guys always forget is in the third person singular, you must add an S. Okay, in the past, you must remember there are irregular and regular verbs. With your regular verbs, you must add ed to the infinitive. And with irregular verbs, sorry guys, you just have to study, study, study. Here are your examples for simple. Present. I want, he wants, he doesn't want, do you want? Exceptions. B. You are, you aren't, are you? And can. You can, you can't, and can you? Past. Regular verb. I wanted. I didn't want. Did you want? Irregular verb. Go. I went. I didn't go. Did you go? Future. I will go. I won't go. Will you go? Conditional. I would go. I wouldn't go. Would you go? All right, we're done with simple. So let's continue to continuous. Within continuous, you gotta remember some basics. To be plus ing. Remember those gerunds. Within continuous, we use the past, present, future, and conditional form of the verb to be. Here are some examples. Am, is, are plus ing. Was, were plus ing. Will be plus ing. And would be plus ing. In the present and past, the verb to be does not need its auxiliary. Remember, you connect was with the singular and were with the plural, with the exception of you singular. Okay, let's move on. We use present continuous to express arranged plans in the future. For example, I'm flying to New York tomorrow. Vuelo a Nueva York mañana. The past continuous is the descriptive past, the use of when and while. The future continuous is used in the same way as present continuous, but used to express the future. Now, I know this seems a little confusing, but don't worry, we have some examples to help you out. Continuous examples. Present. I am talking. I am not talking. Are you talking? Past. I was talking. You were talking. I wasn't talking. You weren't talking. Was he talking? Were you talking? Future. I will be going. I won't be going. Will you be going? Conditional. I would be going. I wouldn't be going. Would you be going? Okay, now you guys are doing perfect. And since you're doing so perfect, let's move on to perfect tenses. There's something you need to remember when studying perfect tenses. Have plus your participle. Now remember, when have is used as the auxiliary verb, it's not tener, it's haber. We use past, present, future, and conditional of the verb to have. So, some examples. Have, has, plus your participle. Had, plus your participle. Will have, plus participle. And would have, plus participle. Something important to remember when using the verb to have in the present, the third person singular, you must use has. Okay, so present perfect is used when we're talking about something that happened in the past and is still important right now, or when you want to highlight something that started in the past and has not finished yet, but we do not specify time. Here are some clauses to help you remember. Okay, now we're going to move on, and this might sound a little confusing, but don't worry. I'll give you tons of examples. Okay, past perfect is the past of the past. Future perfect is when you're looking back from the future. And conditional perfect is when you have a dream or regret of something that has already passed. Perfect examples. Present. Yo he, yo he, más ido o hado. I have talked. I haven't talked. Have you talked? He has talked. He hasn't talked. Has he talked? Past. Yo había, yo hubiera, más ido o hado. I had talked. I hadn't talked. Had you talked? Future. Yo habré, más ido o hado. I will have talked. I won't have talked. Will you have talked? Conditional. Yo habría más ido o a. I would have talked. I wouldn't have talked. Would you have talked? Okay, I hope those examples really helped you clear things up a little bit. Now, we're almost done. We're on number 4. So let's get started. Perfect continuous. It's really simple, really. You just add perfect plus continuous. Therefore, have been plus ing. Let me give you some examples. Now, I've said this before and I'll say it again. The verb to have in the present, in the third person singular, you must use has. Okay, now that we've got that down, the present perfect continuous is similar to the present perfect. You focus on the action and the time, but not the result. Past perfect continuous is similar to your past perfect, but you're talking about an action that took place before another action. Let me give you some examples to clear things up a little bit. Perfect continuous examples. Present. Yo he estado, mas ando, yendo, yendo. Llevo hablando. I have been talking. I haven't been talking. Have you been talking? Past. Yo hubiera estado, mas ando, yendo, yendo. Llevaba hablando. I had been talking. I hadn't been talking. Had you been talking? Now we're finished with perfect continuous. So we've gone over all 4 things. I'm going to give you a quick summary so you keep this in your mind. Here we go. Examples simple. Auxiliaries. Exceptions. To be, models, and have got. ASI, auxiliary plus subject plus infinitive, used in questions. Present simple, use of S and does in questions. Third person singular. Present past versus future conditional. Present past, auxiliaries for questions and negatives. Future conditional, always use the auxiliaries. If you use the auxiliary, always the verb has to be in infinitive. Continuous. Be plus ing. Present continuous can express future, similar to future continuous. Past continuous equals descriptive past. Perfect. Have plus participle. Have plus verb. Have equals haber. Use of clauses in the present perfect. Perfect continuous. Have been plus ing. The most important is the action and duration, not the result. Okay, everybody, we're done. Yay! I hope this helped you, and I look forward to seeing you again in Global Languages next tutorial. See you later. Adios.